This and every show shall be dedicated to my man DJ Eastwood. Rest in peace, boy.
Rest in peace.
Check, mic check. Yes, this is episode 13 of the
That will catch what? No.
show. I am your host, your boy.
Big night.
And next to me always is
William.
Sankofa.
2 times.
and once again
1T3.
no 13 is 13.
13 is 13.
Yeah, it's not a different. 13 on is good.
Right.
1T12, 1T2.
Un Trey.
Uno Trey.
Uno Trey.
Thank you for last week. Everybody not mentioning the fact that I sound like I sniffed a half a key of Coke before I did the show. But I was under the weather, non-COVID, but I was under the weather. And to bring you this every week is a duty of mine. And I
He had that nasty woman's disease.
I had something going on in my nasals, but I'm back to normal. Just a low cough right now, but I'm back to normal. We got return guests. I don't even know we can call him a guest no more.
No,
He just in house now.
Yeah.
My man Ed Ward back in the house. E3 is here.
E3.
You know what I mean? Crown V.
You got my barbershop name.
E3.
All right, then. So he's back in the building, man, because it's been a slow news week. But the one thing that really stretched out, other than the Golden Globes, was Coming to America came out, and we touched on it a little bit last time you was here, I believe. I was like, who wanna see? I was on my cantankerous shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who wanna see that? Get. Okay, so we all three of us have watched it, right? And we
Good morning, my neighbors!
we come away with different, I don't know if they're different topics, but are different views. So we're going to start with Sankofa, right?
Okay.
So Sankofa, after seeing Coming to America starring Eddie Murphy, what was your takeaway from it?
Well, at first, I thought it was trash. Because, it was a lot of star power, a lot of, comedians, a lot of funny people in the movie. And it wasn't as funny as I thought it was going to be.
Right.
There was a lot of things that were weaved in from the previous movie that were expected that weren't funny this time. You know what I'm saying? Just like, if you haven't seen it already, it's going to be a spoiler. But
spoilers here. I'm not biting my tongue.
Yeah.
Everybody saw it. But I think I was the last one.
One of the things that kind of I didn't like about it was Wesley Snipes' character.
Oh.
He's supposed to be like a warlord from a neighboring country, and they had him like kind of shucking and jiving a little bit.
He was. They feared him, but he was buffoonery.
Yeah. And how do you come in? You got all these guns. You got your little soldiers training with grenades, and then you got the daughter come in. You're not saying that she's not a great warrior, but they beat him up, and then he just succeeds instead of not come back, and is cool with the wedding. So it's just
crazy.
It just
overall, what'd you give? What'd you give?
But
I don't.
That was at first.
Okay.
But then after watching it, me and my wife watched it a couple times again. And
you watched the whole thing more than once.
Yeah.
How many times have you watched the whole thing?
Maybe like 2 or 3 times.
Huh. Okay.
So in seeing that, I started thinking about, it was a movie that was our movie. They do a lot of nonsense reboots that don't make sense in the film industry. But this was our movie. This was something that we've been expecting. All these black actors are working. You know what I'm saying? They probably could have had some more actual Africans in starring roles.
Well, they had the same amount they had the first time. Yeah,
I mean, they had their Michael Blackson.
yeah,
and,
they had more.
yeah,
They had more.
It was just him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I just see, that's black actors working. It's a feel good movie.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't as hard edge as the first one. It wasn't basically no profanity in it. It was little touches here and there.
It went from rated R to PG-13.
PG-13.
Oh, it was
PG-13?
Yeah.
The bathers had clothes on.
Yeah. And you remember in the first one, he was screaming "Good morning" or he was singing. He told him to shut the F up.
Yeah.
So they kind of tweaked it a little bit.
Okay.
The whole son thing was kind of weird. And then I had a conversation with my wife about she felt that because of how Prince Akeem kind of changed the tradition, that the whole situation with women being like second-class citizens would have been a little different in this movie because of how Prince Akeem was different. He had married an outside woman, and she was a strong woman, and he thinks that there would have been a little bit more of a woman's move in the kingdom. But I was like, King Joffrey was not playing. Their kingdom was.
Yeah, he called him soft.
Yeah, he called him a disappointment.
Yeah.
So I mean, they were steeped in tradition, and after he died,
they want to
changed
Americanize everything, right?
Yeah.
Everybody got rights, everybody equal. But in other countries, it ain't like that. Sit your ass down.
Yeah, and they kind of bit off Lion King with the old witch doctor.
Yeah, well, I get it. I mean, like, it's the same thing of like, yeah, you want equal. Oh, we should be. You should be more word. But if you really want to appropriate the culture, all of them walk behind the man. Have to be submissive.
So your view changed how?
Well, like I said, it changed because I see it as
You looked at it differently.
I looked at it differently because I was expecting too much. You know what I'm saying? I was expecting too much. It was a comedy. It was something. It was a feel good movie from the start. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of put my Black Panther expectations on
talk your shit,
on
I like this.
on Coming to America. You know what I'm saying?
Energy.
And actually, Coogler, he was in talks to do Coming to America too, but it was just talks and it never came to fruition. That would have been a whole different movie. It would have been like Killmonger, coming to trying to marry his daughter.
What's up at E3? What you think?
So the first time Lenny, what we call you on here? Sankofa. So the first time I saw it, I hit him up. I hated it.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Yeah, he texted me.
I thought
he was like me with Charm City, Cutthroat City. Remember when I called you? I was like, this is the worst movie ever.
I thought it was buffoonery. You know what I'm saying? I thought, like, what are we doing? But there was three things that I loved about it from the door.
Okay, which was?
The wardrobe.
Wardrobe was crazy.
Okay.
The CGI was crazy.
No.
What you mean no?
No, you're false on that.
Yo, you see how they took them back and made them young again?
No.
With the parts of the movie, and then the line was CGI.
First of all, I'm speaking on a totally different view. I thought it was real shoddy, and I think it was I knew instantly what they did. They took the same technology that the boy do when he do Jay-Z voice, and he got the face. They took the same technology. When they went there, I don't think it was as good as people make it. I think it was when that lion scene. It was just
like a real lion.
The lion looked like
cartoony.
Well, the lion looked like a real
video game.
It
bro.
looked like a real lion until he started chasing the bull.
No, when it was a real lion until they had to do like lick the John, and he had to be interacting with the lion. I'm surprised a person of your eye that looks at photos and shit didn't see how shoddy that camera was.
That lion didn't look cartoonish.
It looked cartoonish.
And then let's go to the scene where they were reminiscing about when they went to the bar after the effect, right? When they took them back to the old them, it looked just like them. And that CGI.
No, they took the
hard
face.
to do.
They took the. I'm gonna tell you what's better.
Well, when they went back to the
back to the club.
But they used the same scenes. They used the same scenes. But when they went to the apartment, they changed it.
So they did the whole thing because they did the same thing for Iron Man when he was young, and
that was weird.
Robert Downey Jr.'s face. He looked like a young boy. It looked seamless. It looked like they cut out Simi's face and did the lip move thing that they do now on Instagram.
I thought that was great CGI, bro. I'm a photographer
I
thought that was great CGI. I thought that. But that's my second thing.
Okay.
The third thing was Tiana Taylor. That made the whole thing for me. Tiana came out. She was bad as all get out, and that was my third favorite thing I loved about it. Ever. So, but other than that, I hated the movie.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, my view changed when I talked to a friend of mine. She said, "Bro, everybody missed it." I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "This movie was satire. They were making fun of the first one. It wasn't meant to be taken serious. That's why everything was over dramatic. And the Wesley Snipes coming in, doing the shucking and jiving. The girl was they brought the girl out still parking in the same dress. Still parking.
Her hair
you know what I'm saying?
Huh.
That's why when they did
did that scene where they said, "Oh yeah, they just like slap together anything and make a sequel." And I was like, "Yeah, remember that?"
Satire. So
even
when
that
they
changed
did the what you call it, the circumcision, and they did the small, the big, and he looking. That was satire. They were making fun of everything.
Man, when he ate it, I almost threw it.
Right. So when I saw it, when I thought about that, I said, yes, that's why there was so much buffoonery going on, because they were making fun of the movie. It wasn't supposed to be taken seriously. So once I started looking at it like that, I said, okay, now I like it.
Yeah.
Before that, if I'm wrong, if it's not satire and they're not making fun of it, then I gotta go back to it being a horrible movie.
Okay. All right.
But if I look at it through satire and they're making fun of it, then it would hit the point and it was a great movie.
Kind of like Airplane. Remember Airplane back in the day?
There you go.
All those movies with the Wayans
Anybody
brothers.
could say that, like White Chicks.
White Chicks.
What was that one movie that Kevin Hart movie? That Kevin Hart movie, Soul Plane.
Soul Plane.
There you go.
So over the top, right? I happen to be with you two guys.
Even with what's the name of that guy? Morgan Freeman. You got Morgan Freeman. They stopped having sex anymore. Everything. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. You know what?
Salt,
what is the point?
Listen. Hell, hold on. They did good in that aspect. When I'm sitting here listening to you, Ed, and I'm like, I never thought of this satire thing. I remember when they was walking and he had dropped, he was like, well, yeah, it's like anything else in movies. They just slap a different name or they rehash the old same jokes. And I'm like, oh, they finally like poking at themselves for that brief moment.
Yeah.
But I didn't know the director's creative vision was to go overboard. There's a couple of things that I find weird with the joint. Number one, they literally propped James Earl Jones up. Literally. They put him in the bed. Yeah. They wheeled him in the gurney. I might have been picked him up.
Is he sick for real?
He has to be. They wheeled him in.
He's 91. He's 91.
He did the joke. I came in the bed, right? Then he's like,
shut up for me.
He's like, no, I want my own funeral. And they literally have him in a casket, standing up, propping him up.
That's satire.
And he's like, hey, I can die now. And then he died.
Great, bro? That was genius. I told my wife, I want to do that.
Hold up.
If I have a terminal illness,
I want a fake funeral.
Hold up.
To see who actually shows up and what they say. And then check out.
Hold up. On my mama, right? On my mother. I had an idea. But it was too Kevorkian, Jack Kevorkian like. But I had an idea of a living funeral. Anybody who knows me, that's really, really close to me, they know that I had this idea. I was going to rent out a warehouse space, whatever. You have to be terminal. Cancer, leukemia, something like you got such and such days to live. You can't just be, have gout and get it. No, living funeral. Everybody that you want comes there, gives you your flowers. You have final words with people that you always wanted. You bury hatchets. You let them know. Hey, listen. Listen. I never liked your fucking ass. Every time you came to my house, something was missing, and I wanted to let you know. I appreciate you coming to my living funeral, but fuck you, Randy. Right? Or son, I wanted to look you in the face before I go. I wanted to tell you, please, do this, that, and the third. And always pay your taxes. And do this. And then there's a thing called the clitoris, son. You gotta find it. Right? So anything you want to...
And then I'm gonna die now.
I'm gonna die now. But I said it should be a dinner. The night before is a dinner. All your peoples come. Then that night, whatever it is that you wanted to try or do, you can do. Heroin, foursome, threesome. No, seriously.
All crazy stuff.
Anything. You got the last night on earth.
Yeah.
Anything you want to do, I'm gonna provide.
Meal.
Whatever you want.
They do that in jail. Yeah.
So then, and then the next day, we cremate you. Then we have a memorial. But you can die knowing and saying goodbye to your loved ones, and not a tear. No tears get shed till the next day.
Right.
But after you have the night that you want, you go play.
Yeah,
but how can you? But here's the thing. My man was like this. He's like, only thing wrong with that, Vic, is like, what if I wanted to kill somebody? I invite him to your joint, shoot him. You gonna kill me the next day anyway, and I'm gonna get away with murder. I say that's why you don't have ideas like this, because you think morbidly. But if you think about somebody elderly, I would put it in myself. I know for a fact I would have took my mom's death better if we had a dinner like that, if I knew she was going to die on that Saturday anyway.
Right. Yeah.
If that day before I knew, and I could sit with her and hold her hand and tell her I love her and she's going to be okay. And she can hear it.
Yeah.
And then she's just going to go to sleep peacefully. I ain't doing that. My mom's last day would have been one to be spent with my dad, smoking a joint, watching Judge Judy. That's what she would have did. You feel me? And then she could go to sleep. She going to go anyway. It's not going to be a shock.
With that being said, you got something out of the movie.
Huh?
With that being said, you got something out of the movie.
Oh no, I got a lot out of this movie, but I digress. But I'm just saying, the James Earl Jones joint was crazy. The fact that Hakeem had a baby to come back, it was so shoehorned in. It was the perfect script of scripts that you want to script if you're scripting something like Coming to America. You got a classic, right? That is a one and done. It's classic. It wrapped up perfectly. Yeah. Everybody waved at the end. The story, it didn't need a number two.
And you want to give up all this?
Right.
Nah.
You don't need a sequel. You wasn't expecting a sequel.
No, we didn't need one.
Yeah, you weren't expecting one.
We didn't need it.
But
so why are all the old people?
But just the talk about it kind of, sparked people's interest.
The makeup was worse.
No, the makeup was on point. That
motherfucker, that dude that played the preacher, he looked worse than he did.
Because he's older. He's
30 years.
He should be dead.
Yeah.
If they were 70,
all the barbershop dudes should have been dead.
Jones should have been dead. The Queen was dead.
Yes.
Yeah, Queen, she died.
Queen died.
All right.
She died.
James Earl Jones, 107.
Big Dow should have been dead.
McDowell. He's
James Evans.
He's like in his 70s.
All the people was older.
You talking 33 years.
Every old person and every old joke that was in the first one should have been dead.
But the dudes in the barbershop, they had to be at least in their 70s.
Mm-hmm.
That would make them 120 right now.
That's the part I hated too. Yeah. Why was they in the movie? They should have been dead.
You got it. They rehashed.
Even Saul. I mean, the Jewish guy.
Dog, they rehashed every old joke that they did.
Yo, did you see the rapping twins?
Oh my God! They look like they ate.
No, they picked them up. They
look like they ate the ones that was in the 88.
And they really, I was like, y'all really brought.
What was the point of them coming back?
Because you brought Randy Watson back. You brought every.
Well, I guess.
Where was Eric LaSalle?
Yeah.
Why was he not?
And where was his sister at?
Where was him?
Who's Eric LaSalle?
Eric was the Jerry curl.
Right.
I forgot what his name was.
And the sister, where was she?
Yeah.
And since you brought everybody back.
But remember at the end of the first one, he came back in the house. He was all wet because it was raining outside. They probably would have ended up.
They should have been together with kids, right?
Yeah.
And then the baby mom. Why she had to be a monkey?
Because that's the thing with her. Like, she's the ugly comics comic. Like, yeah, I know I'm ugly, and I'm going to play the roles where you need an ugly chick. but that's what her role is, and she knows it, and she leans into it.
You know what? I think she's so much funnier than that.
She rides that I'm ugly coattail.
It's old though.
But she is ugly.
I mean,
so you can't.
Why can't they get Tiffany Haddish?
No.
Nah, because Tiffany Haddish is too close to looking like Lisa.
Nah, Tiffany had it. No, you needed an ugly person. That was perfect for Leslie. What's her name?
Is it Leslie?
Yeah, something Leslie.
Oh, to pull off the rape joke.
Not the rape, but the hey, it's not somebody I would really go after, but she took it anyway. Ha ha ha. And him always saying, my son, my son, my son. Nigga, it's been 30 years.
My bastard son.
Like, no, son. And then how do you get all these motherfuckers to fall in love with him in a week? The first day, nobody knew who he was, right? Nobody gave a fuck. He comes there.
Are you talking about the barber?
No, Eddie Murphy and his son, right? The son shows up. The mother don't get along with him. The sisters don't like him. Everybody, he's like, oh, he's too rough around the edges, right? By the end of the week, oh no, he's a good guy. The sister all bonded with him. He done clipped the whiskers and the bullshit. It was so
those
Hollywood.
Whiskers look crazy too.
It was Hollywood.
Tell me that one good CGI.
Yeah. And I'm talking about when he cut him, it looked like a broom.
Yeah. In Hollywood, the shit out of us.
Yeah.
It just really. But I'm saying, let me wrap this up, and then you can say it. But I say all that to say that even before talking to anybody, while the credits was rolling, I was like, you know what? I'm putting too much stock into this.
Yeah.
This is a dumbass comedy movie to break up some shit in the pandemic. Would I pay money to go see this? Abso-fucking-not.
You'd have been mad if you did, right?
I mean, I probably would have went.
On a Tuesday, $5 or...
I would have went just because, you know.
But would you have?
And it's crazy because we almost... Because remember, we had planned, we going to dress African. And,
oh, it's not Black Panther.
We going to eat.
No,
that's when we was...
Don't do that. Don't do that. You do that for Black Panther. You don't do that for
Coming to You'd have been mad if you did.
Yeah. If you...
definitely.
They can only get it off because we in the luxury of our homes. We can pick and choose to see it. One person out of the three of us can see it. Then the other... Did you watch it? You put it up on Facebook, right? Even I was like, oh, shit, I should take a look. Then I talked to you, right, Lenny? And I was like, yo, I think it... He's like, no, man, watch it today. Watch it. So all right, I'm going to watch it. And I look, and what I took away from it, it's a nice garden variety comedy movie in the pandemic that you can watch at home at your leisure.
Yeah.
And for what I'm not looking to say that I'm not looking for the Black Messiah vibe.
Would you call it a comedy? That was it funny to you?
Huh? No, it was funny.
It
it was like 3 laughs. I laughed 3 times.
I mean, chuckle, maybe not laugh.
I laughed 3 times. Well, the last part is when they was when Eddie Murphy came in and Leslie got up and said, "Damn, did you run from Africa?" I laughed at that part. I was like, I actually gave a laugh.
And the outtakes were funny too. Funnier.
I didn't stay for that. I was like, y'all gonna get me for these 90 minutes, but I'm not staying for the post credit bullshit. I cut that right off. But
the part with the circumcision, that was funny too. When he was showing the...
that was disgusting.
You know who I hated?
It was funny and disgusting.
You know who's up there with Michael B. Jordan? Is that dude who played King Izzy's son. I don't like that boy.
Oh, that's
Rotimi?
Yeah,
I don't like
Andre
Rotimi.
Now, that's another part. See, that's why I hated the movie. You know, Andre from Power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gangster from Power.
Rotimi.
And you was a...
And he's African.
Yeah,
right.
like,
he's real. Did you
notice?
He's a singer.
Does his nose look different to you in this movie?
I don't know.
Y'all didn't notice his nose? I was like, yo, what did he do to his face? His face was crazy different.
He got the Hollywood. He got a nice...
I noticed.
You noticed?
I noticed.
He got a nice... He got a nice song though.
His music is dope, but you know, you can't go from...
I know he's been hiding.
You can't go from Andre to Power to this.
He got a shitty role. He just had like a couple of facial expressions. But I guess if you get called in to work on that movie,
of course,
it's a good look.
Yeah,
Eddie Murphy.
Shout out to Rick Ross.
I'm going to tell y'all. Yeah. Did y'all know that most of those shots was done in Rick Ross' house?
At his house.
Yeah. He
made sure he got a part for that. Shout out to Rick Ross.
And I think his part was...
He got a couple. He got a couple mil for them.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he got a couple dollars for them filming at his house.
You talking about you filmed? He was in it, and you used
And
his
you
house.
filmed in my house.
Yeah, he got money for that.
That's nice. That's nice right
He
there.
got money for that.
So that's our take.
Passionate take.
So do you feel that it was worth the wait, or do you feel like it was a success? Was it a failure? What do y'all think?
Epic failure. Epic failure.
Epic.
I mean, as far as traditional movies are concerned, as satire, it was good. It was, if you look at it that way.
My only gripe is
but the
it
whole
took
thing
too
is,
long.
like you were saying, during the pandemic, this was a beloved movie for black folks, for everybody, and just to have this, I think it was good.
My cousin made an excellent point. Did we really wait? Because we weren't expecting a sequel. You say worth the wait? We weren't waiting.
Well, we
'Cause
were
we
waiting
didn't
we might have been waiting for a year or two.
I didn't think.
No, the way it ended, we wasn't expecting a part
Yeah,
two.
Oh,
we
you
didn't
talking
need a
about
part
the
two.
previous?
Yeah,
Yeah,
previous one.
No.
We weren't expecting part two. We was
No.
like, this is a great movie, it's it.
No.
We watch it every time it comes on.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really waiting.
Yeah.
But when we heard it was coming out, it was like,
That's
oh,
when we,
yeah.
just like I'm telling y'all, Life. They need a sequel for Life,
No,
man.
no. Come on, bro.
I'm telling you, man.
I told him that. I was like, no,
And I explained it.
How they went
I
off when they was
explained it.
90.
Yes.
But-
This is my only.
But no, hold on.
My only. gripe-
Let me explain myself.
What can I say? Can you say that as I say my only?
Yeah,
gripe
go
is
ahead,
that-
go ahead.
My only gripe is that it took too long. If you gave me this in '94,
Yeah.
we'd be all right.
Yeah, 10 years, 10,
Yeah.
10 some
Yeah,
years ago.
yeah. You give me that in '94.
Just with the math again.
Yeah, let's not do that. But you give it to me in '90s. In
Yeah.
the '90s. In that decade, I'm with you.
Or even early 2000s.
I'm with you. But
About 33 years,
2021?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. But go ahead. What'd you say?
But what I was saying about the movie Life, I know that movie was a long time. It was a couple years after Coming to America,
94.
94. But my take on a sequel would be how those two guys got from that jail to New York. And that's a whole journey from them hopping on the back of the fire truck and getting to New York. How many towns and how many situations would they have gotten into? You know what I'm saying?
See,
Only
this is
reason why-
there's certain movies I just feel like you should not touch. Coming to America, The Five Heartbeats,
Color Purple.
Color Purple,
Life.
Scarface. Like, there's certain shit, like, and they're talking about
Menace to
Scarface.
society.
Like there's been
What, a
there's cer-
reboot
Belly.
or
you're talking about like a part 2 or reboot or something of Scarface.
Yeah.
There's certain things you can't touch. Like, how
or
do you?
touching it would make no sense.
yeah.
And if I'm going to be devil's advocate for the Life sequel, Double Life, if you will, the only thing is what you're talking about, which would have been interesting, but they tied up at the ball game and the camera panning back from them at the ball game.
But-
Like they made
I see
it.
what Will's saying though.
They made it.
But you see
though.
what
I
I'm
see what you're
saying?
because there's a lot of
They
movies
made
now
it.
starting from back.
But you would start from there and how they got, or you could go into one of them passes, and they're kind of reminiscing on how they got to New York. Say
Whoever don't want to do the
whoever,
movie.
yeah,
If it's Martin or Eddie.
But it
Whoever
won't be
don't
the
want to
same.
do
It won't
they
be the
like,
same
"Damn."
without.
And, well, I remember when me and Eddie remember.
Well, I hope
got
you piss the bed with it. If I
Yeah,
do, I'm
yeah,
gonna put
yeah.
the sheets on you.
I'm cool
Yeah.
with that.
If it's written well.
I would be cool with that if they weren't 90 when they left the jail.
Right. They were
How
old.
much?
though.
Right, they were old. So how much stuff actually happened?
But you don't. But the thing is, you don't have to make that any time in the future. You can make it right from there, and you're telling the story from how they got from the prison to right then and there, and you don't have to go any further.
See,
You know
this
what I'm
how
saying?
This how all great
I'm
ideas.
gonna
have.
write this.
I'm about to say this how somebody was smoking weed. It was like, listen, it's this family called the Lannisters, right? And they're like, man, ain't nobody trying to listen to all that Lannister bullshit. And you're like, I'm telling you, man, it might be a big deal.
And there's White Walkers.
Yeah, it's White Walkers. There's a midget and there's dragons. And you're like, man, shut up.
That's
and
what I
then
hate
before
about
you know
Hollywood.
it,
The stuff that they should continue, they don't.
Yeah.
And the stuff that shouldn't be, like, they left us hanging with Game of Thrones. I'm ready for them to finish.
Nah,
Well,
they summed it up.
I think they are supposed to be.
They crashed summed it up.
But listen, on Game of Thrones, they're supposed to do. There's other books, and they're supposed to do because at the time it's a whole world, and I think they're supposed to do. You remember Grey Worm, the black dude?
Yeah.
I think they're supposed to focus on that part of the world, not the European. Grey Worm,
the guy who got his dick cut off.
The eunuch soldier.
He was aligned with Daenerys.
Yeah.
He was
so
like
that's one of the things that I heard that they're supposed to do a spin-off. There's a lot of spin-offs.
Well, there's one thing I'm glad they never did. Like
but
now, if they did another Wire, I'd be salty. Because I think that...
You can't...
Huh?
What's your face?
No, you could take Wire, continue on into 2021.
Yeah.
Wires everywhere.
I think it falls victim to that time cap. When that shit was on and going on, like... But those characters are too far removed now.
They would have to do it totally different because they don't use wiretaps anymore. Right. They don't use pagers. Most of the time they not really they still use cell phones, but they not using them like they was before.
Yeah, they putting it. They
you know what I'm saying? They got a whole different type. But it would make sense.
These cameras, they got a laptop.
But I wanted to go back to Coming to America. There was one point. Remember when he was in? Did you peep this Easter egg when he was in? When what's his name? Leon? What's the son's name?
Lavelle.
When Lavelle was on that job interview, did you peep that
the
48 hours?
Morning,
48 hours.
Yeah.
The Dukes,
The Dukes,
Yeah, it's like I get it, and I peeped, and I was happy that I was able to catch stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I see what y'all did there. Blah, blah, blah.
All right.
We're talking about the beauty of the movie. The beauty of the movie is everybody look good.
Yeah.
Lisa McDowell still fine as
she look good. Yeah.
Tiana Taylor fine.
Arms look a little.
No, she's not, bro.
She Asian.
I mean, the dancers, the African Johns were just gorgeous. Like, she was gorgeous. Yeah, the daughters were gorgeous.
The barber was gorgeous.
The barber, right? She was gorgeous. I mean, the only ugly John was the baby mom.
Yeah. And they were ramming like her fam down our throat, you know.
Yeah.
Tracy
Morgan.
Tracy Morganing his way into the whole movie. Hey, Chief. Hey, I'm the one that grew up with him all the time, Chief. I was there for him, Chief. Like, he doing the whole Tracy Morgan. Yeah. And all I kept looking like, yo, he look good from that accident. That's every time I see him, like, hey, man.
Every time you see him.
I be like, damn, man, he was jacked up. Now, he over here moving his hands and talking, hey, Chief. He's doing his own thing.
He did just be chilling and living off the millions he got from Walmart.
Yeah. I'm surprised we still call it Walmart, not Tracy Mart.
Right.
Because he took a piece out of
Hustle Mart.
Yeah. If I was Walmart, I'd be like, listen, he's still doing rolls, give me my money.
He hit him with the woo-woo.
So what would you, on the A, B, C, D, whatever, or the grading, school grading thing, what would you grade?
I mean, is it one of our beloved movies that's going to go down in history? No. But I would give it a C. I believe it is what it is. If you ain't got nothing to do and you got your kids around and you sitting there with wifey, you know, and she making something real fast and it's on in the background, you can throw it on.
So you give it a C too?
I give it a C+.
Yeah, I was thinking you throw it on if if it's on some regular schmegular. But I mean, if it ain't like that.
I give it an F.
Woo.
Because think about it. Every time Coming to America comes on, we watch it.
Yeah.
I don't care. Whatever comes on, we watch it.
Yeah, you stop what you're doing.
Right.
It's a statement.
This one we're not going to watch again after the second or third time we watch it.
I wouldn't watch it again now, and I just watched it once. No, I'm good.
You want to do a second?
Nah.
If it's on.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I'm good.
It's nothing to make you really want to.
It's not my type of film. You know what I mean? I like Hereditary and other shit, and thought-provoking shit, you know.
Well, have you seen the movie I Care?
I want to watch that. It's on my list.
Yo, bro. But we can say that for...
It's on my list.
If I head back...
That movie. And our cultural movie reviewer, boy.
Bro.
Let me ask you something real quick.
That movie right there, man.
Let me ask you, do you have an LLC?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And do you, when you look at the big boom on things on the internet now, as far as I think I put up one everybody liked a little earlier. It was like, there's always one boy that's like, hey yo, instead of getting a McDouble, get yourself a double cheeseburger. Say that 20 cents. Start you a LLC and let the money work for you, brother. You could have been it, or they put up them drawings like, yeah.
I just saw somebody do that.
For that car note you purchased.
I saw one dude say instead of getting these Balenciaga sneakers.
Yeah. You can invest that money, start an LLC, and blah, blah, blah. Is it that easy?
I mean, truly, to get an LLC, yes, it is that easy. I mean, really, you can go start a company called Boo Boo the Fool, pay $125 to the IRS, and you have an LLC. You have a tax ID number. And
how does that help the layperson?
It helps if you have a legitimate business and you have a plan on how to use your tax ID. If you just using it as buffoonery, then it's not really going to help you. But if you learn the business of business law and business taxes and the write-offs and the advantages of having an LLC, then it benefits you. But if you just out here trying to get a check, it's not going to help you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But it helps me tremendously. Like I said before, a lot of people talk about this COVID. This COVID is the best thing that ever happened to me. We can stay in this pandemic for the next 4 years. I'm good.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's certain things that they gave to businesses that they didn't give to the layperson. Prime example, unemployment. The regular person who filed for unemployment, they wait weeks, months to get your unemployment. You got to ship them out. The business unemployment, you got to prove the same day, and you got paid the next week. There was no gap, there was no leg. You know what I'm saying? And they paid you based on what you say you make. You know what I'm saying? So not based off a job and what they say you make. You know what I'm saying? So it does have its benefits and advantages. You know what I mean? If you actually know the laws and you're legitimate with it. But if you bootleg, then nah.
Well, that's just like with anything, I guess, But so you would be a total, like you're saying, only get the LLC, like, cause we're going to get one for this Fat Boy Catch Wreck shit, right?
You should.
So we're going to get one, and if you're passionate about something, that should be number one thing you do. And that's also copyright. Like, could I go?
Well, copyright and LLC is totally different.
A Vic Legacy thing, and you're like, whoa.
Right. Copyright and LLC is different. LLC, you're just like putting your business with the government saying, I have a business called Fat Boy Catch Wreck. But if you don't copyright that name or your logo, this, that, and the other, somebody can still use that name. Prime example. So when I go and put my War Legacy Studios, I buy all the War Legacy Studios, meaning I'm not just doing WarLegacyStudios.com, because then you can turn around and do WarLegacyStudios.net, .co, .yz, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm buying all the names so nobody else can use War Legacy Studios. I'm copyrighting the name.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The brick.
That's why we got
the logo, copyrighting the logo. That's my logo. You can't use it. Cease and desist. Steve Harvey got close to using my logo with just the bottom part. I'm like, all right, cool. But if he put the whole head, nah, cease and desist. That's mine.
Okay. All right. Represent with that. We here with my man Ed Ward the Third.
E3.
E3 for the show. What else happened this week? Cause I know it wasn't heavy. This was a light.
Yeah,
week.
It's Women History Month.
Okay, so what does that mean?
Shout out to the sisters and
shout out
the ladies.
to women being women in y'all history.
On that when you talk about movies, y'all check out the Billie Holiday movie on Hulu.
Not yet.
Still watching.
Not yet.
Powerful movie.
Is it up there with the Black Messiah?
Yeah, it make you just as mad.
Yeah.
Is it up there with like Mahogany and Lady
No. I think this, from what I've seen and what I know about Billie Holiday, is that the government really
strange fruit.
They really did a number on her, along with her substance abuse, but they basically killed her.
Yes.
Well, she was on that H train, though.
No, but because she was continued to sing Strange Fruit, they basically killed her. She was in a hospital, and they refused her service.
They set her up.
They set her up, yeah. I gotta read. I mean, I gotta finish watching the movie.
That's one of them joints where you
from-
watch the movie, but you're going to dig a little deeper. I love movies.
Definitely.
And I think that's why I've held off on it, because I haven't had the time to really sit down, sink into it, and then do my Googles after. Because that's what I love.
Your homework is that, and definitely watch I Care.
Okay.
I should have never watched Billie Holiday after seeing what's the movie we watched?
Black Messiah.
Black Messiah. I should never watch it.
Back to back.
I'm so steaming right now.
You needed a buffer.
Yeah, I needed a buffer.
You should have watched my Mrs. Doubtfire. He needed a white palate cleanser.
Because it's the same type time. I'm looking at every black person sideways and every white person sideways.
Well,
now,
keep in mind this, bro. It was during a certain time.
And
We different today.
No.
The black Negro today is different.
No, we ain't.
You don't think so?
We still
Look, this all
Come
since the
on.
beginning of time is always going to be the element. It's always going to be we had the element during slavery.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The ones that sent us off or traded us off. But slavery was going on before
that. Yeah.
Before that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They
Over
built the
war.
pyramids with slaves.
Yeah,
Right, I got you.
exactly. But there's always going to be that element. It's human nature.
So you don't think nowadays the black man has it a little better than we ever did?
We have it.
We have it better, but
We
we're
have
still
it better,
cleaning.
but I'm
still brainwashed.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about unity wise.
Oh yeah.
You don't think we're more together than we ever been?
No, we're worse.
You
We're worse off.
think? Wow.
We don't care until it affects us.
Yeah. Basically.
That's the change of the times, though. Back in the day, and at least in the 70s, right?
I agree with you on that.
In
Definitely.
the 70s, we had to be more unified. Because we couldn't get it no other way.
Why don't we have to now? They killing us like crazy. They busting in people's house, shooting them in the house.
But it's
you know what?
different.
I think like in the 80s,
We've evolved. We definitely evolved.
We kind of it became about self in the 80s. In the 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s,
It was together.
30s,
Right.
we were together because we had to be.
Look at that. This boy's on fire today. He's shooting threes
Look, we had
from the top of the key.
And this is
Woo!
one of my theories too, that we were better off before. In most aspects, we were better off before desegregation.
Say COVID. Say that again, so Gil. Say that again.
I believe that we were better off as a people. No, listen to me. Listen to me. We were more self-sufficient. We didn't have to get stuff from the government. In the 30s, welfare wasn't even created for us.
Yeah,
Welfare was created for white people.
Nah, the trade-off is I can use any goddamn water fountain I choose.
True.
The trade-off is I don't have men in hooded sheets busting in my door.
But you have cops. But you have cops that are fueled by that same engine.
No. There's black cops on the police force.
Yeah, they coons.
Hold on, listen. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I'm saying if you want to tell me, you pull me, Vic. Yes, I grew up in Generation X. I'm a Generation Xer. But you asked me, hey, you can live in what period of time? I'm going to always pick this one. Because I don't want dogs sick on me.
But
I'm not built for hoses.
But
hold on, let me say. I'm not built for hoses, and my mouth is too reckless to be in line. So I need to be
I grew up
here.
in the 60s and 70s.
You've been dead in a minute.
You know why? Hold up. You know why? Because that's when the creators were. That's when we created stuff. There is no more creation. We just duplicate now. We copy. There's no more James Browns. There is no more Teddy Pettigrew. There is no Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it is.
There are no
Gibeon, Daniel Caesar, Chris Brown. There's going to always
They're versions.
It's going to always be that.
Listen.
Mike was them before them.
Listen.
Usher, Boys to Men. I could go on.
Vic, but listen. The difference between then and now, racism still exists.
Yes.
We do have more civil liberties than we did back then.
Way more.
But then the difference between then, it was more apparent. Now it's more hidden, more systematic.
Preach.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same exact.
I can walk down the street and holler at a white girl downtown, and I don't have to fear about getting killed.
That's true.
True.
I don't have to
especially in
fear
South Jersey.
of getting Emmett Tilled. I don't have to fear about getting Emmett Tilled. There are cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
There's a different life. This is an era. We're breathing this air. This podcast, everything.
We have progressed, and we do have certain freedoms.
We got a lot more.
We're not talking about the freedoms. We're talking about the mindsets of black people.
Yeah.
And that's
we have certain
That's where
freedoms
that
with
that's
white
where that
people.
conversation.
We have certain freedom with white folk, but still, we're still cooning for each other. Like we're still house nigga and color shaming each other. We still do light skin versus black skin, house nigga versus field nigga with each other.
Okay, that's gonna go. But I'm saying as a whole,
But
I would much rather live in the America that Obama can be a president than nigga get out of here. It's like, you know what I'm kidding to? When we watched that movie A Night in Miami, and Jim Brown went to that man's house, and that man was like, "Listen, Jim, anything you need, I'm here for you. I loved you. I've been supporting you for I don't know how long. I want to see you prosper, Jim. Hold on. Watch. Hold on. Let me finish my point." And he said, "I want to see you prosper, Jim. Let me get on in this house, man. Oh, I gotta move this cabinet. Oh, you need to move the cabinet? Yeah, man, I gotta move. You know the missus want me to move. Hold on." He says, "Hey, man, I'll come in there and help you move the cabinet." To what? Jeff Bridges looking, nigga.
No, nigga.
Nigga, you know ain't no niggas in this
but
house.
You know what?
And that's Jim fucking Brown.
But listen.
That's like telling LeBron to suck my dick.
Listen.
Woo!
Listen. That's how, if we're talking about racism, that's how racism is today. They'll do all of that, love you in your face, and they'll do all that and won't let you get past a certain point.
Listen, I respect that. Listen, number one, they wouldn't do it today because that dude would get canceled. LeBron would have filmed him. Hold on. LeBron would have filmed him saying that, and LeBron would have said, "Let's cancel this white man." Because he said, "I can't come in this house."
It's not canceling people that have ultimate power.
And you
it's
just
not
proved
canceling.
The point. He just proved the point. Back in the day, if a cop or somebody attacked Sankofa, we all go to Sankofa's defense. Get off my brother. We rallying, even if we all Billy Club. Today, Sankofa get Billy Club, we got our phone out. we watch him get Billy Club. Look at this injustice. Look at this. We ain't helping because we scared to get Billy Club ourselves. We didn't mind risking our life back then to help our brother. Yeah. Now we not putting our neck on the line for our brother. It's all about us. We became selfish. Back then it was a community. We rallied together. We marched together. I don't even know you, but we all marching.
But all y'all was marching, but all of y'all collectively put your lips on that shitty water fountain rather than the big one. I want to take to the water fountain that I want to fucking take from.
Why you want the whites only buys? Why you want the whites only buys?
I'm just saying, how much to take? No, I'm just saying, honestly.
Hey, my name Ray Gibson, so let's talk turkey. So how much would it take to turn these whites only pies into Negro pies?
He want the whites only pies.
No, I don't. No, I don't. All I do know is that I know that I can't mentally think of a white man telling me,
if you can read so good, how come you missed the side?
You can't.
You know, Life is my movie.
I don't know.
You know what I like about back then? And this is why this is political. Why a lot of niggas don't like Trump. But you know why I respect Trump? Because Trump looked at you in your eyes like, I don't like you, nigga.
Right.
I can respect that. Then saying, "Oh, bro, what's good, homie?"
Yeah,
and I'm stabbing you in the back.
Yeah. I told him millions of times. I'd rather, at least, look, that same guy who told Jim Brown, like, "Nah, you know no niggas in my house." At least he know. And he still got love for him.
Yeah, he still got love for him.
Listen, I'm going to cheer for you every
Run that ball.
Don't come past this threshold. But that's
Don't
his
mess
right.
with my daughter.
That's his right.
You look stupid and like, you know, I got them niggas in this house.
You know, it was,
silly Negro.
Dog, he was like,
dumb nigga.
Jim.
Yeah,
he looked at him like, it's like, Jim, you know ain't no niggas around here.
Yo, and Jim was crushed, man.
I think you overstepping your bounds just a little bit.
Yo, he looked at him like, Jim. My Jim.
Stay on the porch. You got some lemonade. You want some lemonade? Babe, give us some lemonade.
Give us some lemonade. You ain't coming.
And babe, when he's done, can you bleach this glass that he drank out of?
No, but here's the thing. He was trying to help him.
Yeah.
He was trying to give him some physical labor to help him. And he said, Jim, keep your black ass on this
So
board.
So in your words, you think we're better off now than in the 70s?
Abso-fucking-lutely. I would much rather be
I agree with both of you
than a 1970 Negro.
On certain aspects. I think we were more unified back then. We have more liberties now.
That's the payment. The payment for us to have an Obama in office, to us to be making the moves that we make. No, seriously, for us to go in Walmart and all these stores and they cater to us now.
But why? Because of the 70s.
Because of the blood, sweat, and tears that
so
they
we're in
laid.
2021. In 2041, them kids ain't gonna have liberties because of anything we're doing. They're still gonna have liberties because of stuff that happened in the 70s.
It's gonna evolve.
There are no more liberties because of stuff we're doing in this generation, because we ain't doing shit.
What liberties more do we need? I mean, other than
We
getting
need a lot more liberties, not stop getting killed.
No. We do. As soon as I said that out of my mouth, I realized it was stupid. But no, we do need stuff. But what I'm saying is that yes, but if you think about the type of lifestyle that you had to live then versus the lifestyle that we have now, it's because of them. It's because of the shit that they sacrificed. Right. I used to tell my grandma, I'm like, damn, Mom Ruby, like, you really got dogs? I'm like, yeah, you know.
So again,
I wouldn't know how to act if a motherfucker sit the dog on me.
So again, you have the liberties you have now
because of what my elders did.
And the elders did. Mm-hmm. Now we ain't doing shit. So in 20 years,
we're doing
there won't be any more liberties.
We're doing stuff. We got Black Lives Matter.
That's the red by white man.
We're marching.
We're not marching. How are we marching?
It's more inclusion now. I believe that anybody, listen, how many people you know that can get videotaped in a heat of an argument, right? And they're arguing with somebody. Let's just say they're arguing with anybody over a parking space. Listen, I was parking here. No, listen, you ain't going. I was parking here. No, listen, goddamn it, fucking nigger. Oh, I'm a nigger now. Now, you get in his face, you record him. That motherfucker ain't got no job. Instantly. You load that shit up on Friday, Monday, he out of a job. His whole livelihood is ruined because of a moment of weakness, and he reached out and he got mad and said, "You fucking nigga, bitch, I was
But that doesn't compare to the lynchings.
No, because we're not getting lynched.
Yes,
we got the right.
That's right.
Yes, we still getting lynched.
When was the last lynching?
It's what's the word? It may not be literal lynching.
Yeah.
No, lynching.
No, there's
taking a guy that was walking down the street.
Yeah, listen.
Oh, come here, nigga. Taking him
Sandra
and stringing him up.
Sandra Bland.
Sandra Bland was a fucking lynch.
It wasn't lynch, but it's still a murder. You're looking at a rope tied up. It ain't got to be a rope
Dog,
tied up,
she
but
killed herself, dog.
we still getting killed. Huh?
Nah.
Excuse me?
Yeah, she killed herself.
Oh, I'm dumb.
Yeah.
Sandra Bland killed herself?
I believe so.
Nah.
I believe so.
For what?
How she killed herself in police custody?
Huh?
How she killed herself in police custody?
Because when she realized that she was already depressed, she was fucked up, she had nowhere to go. She was going to live with her girlfriend down south. She had all of her possessions in her car. Nah. She had swallowed a half a pound of weed because she didn't want it. That's why she was so angry when the cops
didn't kill her.
No. I'm saying that there were black people working at that jail. And it's hard to tell a black person to kill another black person and cover it up for their fucking job. I'm saying it had the perfect trappings. It has the perfect trappings of a conspiracy theory and all. But in actuality, Sandra was out of pocket. Even the second officer, which pulled up to the scene, which was a black woman, told her to calm down. Girl, what is you doing? It's documented. I'm not making this shit up. The second woman on the scene was a black woman. The second arresting officer. The man walked to the car and said, "Excuse me, ma'am. May I please have your license?" And Sandra got all black woman on it. And she got caught up.
This is Ed Ward World Issues, and I do not approve this message. Do not hold me accountable for things that are being said right now.
I want everybody to know that my name is Victor Rinaldo White Jr. And I got this stance.
So you
can call me and debate me on this stance, but better come with your knowledge.
Okay, so we give you Sandra Bland.
Okay.
Say
I'm
Kobe.
not even
Give
saying.
him another name.
Give me another name of somebody
name.
that was lynched. Somebody that was
That
just
was
walking
killed
along.
unjustly. What's the guy?
That
What's the guy's name? That his knee was on his neck?
Sean Bell,
Sean Bell. The guy with his knee where he said, "I can't breathe," and called for his mama.
George
Floyd.
George Floyd.
Okay.
What you got to say about that?
That was.
This not a lynching.
It's not a lynching. It's an unfortunate death. That should not have happened.
But there have been actual lynchings, maybe.
When you use the word lynching,
I'm
you're
actually
implying
no.
somebody got taken from somewhere,
Let me finish.
strung up on a tree,
Let me finish.
and taking pictures smiling
Let me
that we
finish.
killed this nigga. That's a lynching.
Let me finish. Last year, like right before the pandemic, right around the time before George Floyd, there were lynchings in a couple different areas in the country, just out of the blue. Even I don't know if this could be considered a lynching, but I was gonna say the black kid that was found in the wrestling mat. Just lynching.
There's murders.
Lynching.
It's death.
There's murders all
death.
the time. We're talking about
But
lynching.
listen. Lynching doesn't necessarily mean that you have a crowd of white people barbecuing and celebrating, making postcards of some black body being killed.
That's what I think lynching is.
But it still is murder. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think it's a difference between murder and lynching?
It's the same thing.
Death. It equals to death.
It's the same thing. If
How
it's-
you do it doesn't
same
matter.
thing?
How you do it is still death. I don't care if I string you
So
up.
is it
shoot
black
you.
on black lynching?
It's lynching.
Huh?
No,
Huh?
I don't think
Huh?
no,
Can a
no.
black man lynch a black man?
No.
we're
no,
talking
that's
about.
two different subjects.
Oh, that's a different subject. We don't want to talk about the black on black shit.
No,
Anytime a white
that's
person kills a black man, is that
no.
lynching?
We're definitely not talking about that because that's something that is a problem too. That's never been something that has never been an issue, and it's really white people that bring that up. What about black on black crime? What about white on white crime?
Right.
There's more white. I forgot what the statistics are, but there are more crimes committed by white people on each other than black on black crime.
Preach.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's something that is within us. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of, and it's crazy that the effects of slavery could last for so many generations.
I agree.
And we deal with that. And we have so many ills that keep us from being united. And then I got to think back to the conversation that we had about Fred Hampton. And he was only 21 years old with a mind to better his people, and he was taken out. He was lynched. That was a lynching. He was lynched by the FBI and by the Chicago PD. That's what I consider a lynching. It's calculated, you know what I'm saying? But to get back to Fred Hampton,
So a black person can aid in a lynching.
of course.
Yes. And a lot of them did.
Of course. But I'm saying we don't have leaders, we don't have unity, and that's the ongoing issue. And that's why we still are under the pressure of systematic racism because we aren't united.
We're worse off today as far as unity that we've ever been.
Nah.
Yeah.
I can't agree with that.
No.
We can get people together.
I just give you an example.
Don't be
Of
fooled
what?
by Black Lives
we-
Matter because
we-
that's not
ours.
It's not ours.
It's not ours. We back in the day, we came together and we made stuff happen.
We had to.
Rosa Parks, we did the thing. We were able to sit about each other, how we came together. The civil rights and stuff, how we came together.
We had to.
Now we're only coming together when it affects an individual person, not as a whole. Not as a whole. We're not starting anything new. What have we created new today since the 70s? We don't have any new rights, new laws today.
No, because
But
we
you
got
know who
a
got
lot
rights and
more.
laws now?
We
You know who got
got a
rights and
lot
laws now?
more black people in power. We
Women,
got a lot more.
the homosexuality, the homosexuals, this, that, and the other. They got all types of rights and laws. Black people have none. We are less than every other species and every other.
It's crazy because I was watching a documentary about Abraham Lincoln, and Abraham Lincoln didn't even really want to free the slaves.
Yeah, I heard that too.
He wanted what he wanted to do. He wanted us to ship us to like the Dominican Republic to give us our own.
Yeah, we was gonna be like Haiti.
Yeah. And he didn't even feel that we were capable of being citizens. Because I watched that. It's another good movie on Netflix with Will Smith, the 14th Amendment.
Oh man, I haven't watched that yet.
It's really interesting. You learn a lot about slavery and
I can't watch no more stuff like that.
the 14th Amendment. So,
Prime example, you from Philly, right?
Yeah.
All right, prime example. When last time you walked up to a black priest or brother, just spoke to a brother you didn't know, like, yo, bro, what's good? How you doing? You know, my this, that, the other. We don't do that in Philly. You're like, yo, who you talking? You don't know me, huh, cuz? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no black love. There's no.
No, it has to be in a certain. Like, I figure, like, in a thing like a Dune Day. You hit me on the Freaknik.
Malcolm X Park.
Yeah,
Right,
man,
right.
you get
Black Pride Week.
if the Greek picnic was still popping.
The Roots Picnic.
Your Roots Picnic. No, seriously. If I was somewhere like Great Adventure, I'm a talkative nigga. So I would walk up to a boy and just be like, yo, man, it's hot as shit out here, right, son? You know, I would be the type to do that, but I understand what you mean. Like, most people won't. But I wouldn't want to be in a different type
We
of
are
person.
crabs in a barrel.
Nah, man.
We
all.
nah?
No, I'm saying there always been, but there's a lot more opportunity now. Like,
Given to us by us, or
there's
given
no
to-
doors being slammed in your face
By
and
us
telling
or
you to
by
get the
other
fuck
folk?
out of here,
By
nigga.
us or for other races?
They scared of us in other races.
No, listen.
No, you give a white person, they scared to really speak their mind of getting canceled because we got the internet, we got a power move.
But that's only a small thing, man. You look at
What you mean? I've seen
but
millions.
listen.
I haven't seen a lot of black people lose their jobs for the wilding out
but
shit they do.
that still doesn't change a systematic racism.
No, that's there, and I feel you.
But you
I
also
feel
they
you.
still have redlining. You know what I'm saying? You know,
I'm
you're
not
familiar
saying
with
it's
redlining.
perfect. I'm
No,
not.
I don't know that, bro.
You don't know what redlining is? Back in, I want to say the 30s or 40s, probably maybe a little earlier than that, certain areas of developers and bankers, they would have certain areas of the city or
That
town
they cordoned off.
that they cordoned off for white people and black people. Like, if there was a red line around a black neighborhood, they wouldn't pour in
Money,
home loans.
times. Yeah,
They would keep businesses. They would tell businesses not to put their businesses there.
Yo, stay away from North Philly.
Stay-
you don't
yeah,
want to,
exactly.
you know what I mean?
But then
now it's
gentrification, yeah.
Now everything is open.
But
Now
yeah.
anybody can get a piece. You could go up in the same apartment building that the white people is going in, but we ain't going to. Oh, that's too bougie. Oh, wait, Harlem is half white now. Harlem.
Go to 15th Street in North Philly. It'll make you sad.
Mm-hmm. What are you just talking about?
We came way off.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, we gotta wrap it up, man.
So-
Yeah,
The
we-
Bad Boy Catch Wreck Show. We probably had 2-parter in this motherfucker. But when Ed come, man, that's what get down.
You know what,
Ed
bro?
come-
Always an hour when Ed
Ed
comes.
come,
The problem
get
is-
down.
I come
Shout
and
out
I
to
bring
the
the
Brown.
Uncle Nearest. Shout out to Uncle Nearest. We talk about black business.
Yeah. Oh, that's a black owned?
Support black. You don't know the
Okay.
story of black Uncle Nearest?
Nah, put me on.
So
Let me
Uncle
see.
Nearest was a black slave that created Jack Daniels.
What?
created
Oh,
Jack
that guy. Okay,
Yeah.
I know that story.
And they robbed
Okay.
his, boom, boom, boom. Jack Daniels made the millions, and then he wanted to give him credit, but he couldn't
Right.
because he was a black slave.
Yeah.
But before he died, he gave his family reputation millions of dollars, and now
Uncle
they're the only
Nearest, you
black-owned
black son of a
brand
bitch.
whiskey distillery that I rock and
Thanks,
support.
Uncle Nearest, for
But it's
ruining
100
our-
proof smooth,
It is smooth.
and you can tell me and Vic been sipping. Lenny's the
level-headed.
the level-headed one to keep us level.
Let's do a shot for Uncle
Lenny
Uncle
is Sankofa to all the people.
Sankofa. I'm sorry, y'all. Sankofa. Can we
To
Sankofa
Uncle
give this
Nearest.
shot with us?
He'll do it.
Clink,
imaginary.
clink, clink, clink.
Clink, clink.
Clink, clink.
Salute, Uncle Nearest.
But it's always a great show. Definitely have it at E3.
Yo, E3, man, you gonna have to come back, man. We got.
Listen, whenever
I don't know,
y'all
man.
brothers, whenever y'all want.
He's too skinny to be down.
Skinny,
He can't be down.
he got-
Nah.
buttons.
Nigga, what's your pants size?
I got a
nigga?
tumor. I
What's
don't
your
talk
pants
about
size?
it. These ladies listening. I don't
Okay.
talk about it.
All right.
We
Let
not
me
gonna
ask you
talk about
this.
At least if
Is
you.
it under 30, 34?
No.
You're
I ain't been
over 34?
I ain't
No,
been
if-
34 since high school.
Oh, okay. You're
I'm
40?
officially-
No, I ain't been 34 since 5th grade.
Yo, when they had regular, slim, and husky.
Yeah, Sears. You had to go to Sears. Husky
Boy,
clothes.
Caldor.
Yeah,
My movie stayed in Caldor.
Hey, you had an elastic in the back of the bed.
Damn.
Yo,
They don't
I'm
know that struggle.
officially
They don't know that
a
struggle.
fat bull catch wreck.
Say
Yes.
word. Say word.
We gotta get
So
you the
we
hoodie.
get
You know how to get a change? I gotta get him a hoodie.
Yeah, we got
How can
a
he get the
hoodie.
merch? How can he get the merch? Because the merch, my man's
the merch
here.
is coming.
Y'all not here right now, but
It's coming.
Vic is sitting here with the hoodie.
Yeah,
and
man.
the joint is hot. The joint is hot.
We coming. We
It's
coming.
coming. Merch
We
coming.
coming. We're gonna be taking pictures in your spot.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Once I get these yammies. But that's it, man. We wrapping it up,
Yeah.
man. This is the
That will catch what? No.
and this your boy
Vic Nice.
and I'm sitting here with my man
Williams.
Sankofa.
2 times as always.
Two
And we got
times.
my man E3 Ed
E3,
Ward
for barbershop,
III in
man.
here. So yeah, we'll be back next week, man. It's episode 13. And we moving,
I don't
man.
want to go to Arizona, Martin.
Martin, I want to go to Arizona. Yeah, we out.
Peace.
Oh, damn, yo, every time.